Salford Red Devils 23, Huddersfield Giants 10, and just like a mosquito in a nudist colony, where do we start here? Well, let's start with the Huddersfield Giants. We have to. Maybe Luke Robinson needs to go and find a Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion, and a girl called Dorothy, because their points are somewhere over the rainbow this season. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Let's unpack this game, shall we? Starting on 6 minutes, and Tui Lolohea allows Eason Masters to go and take him to school. Tui had a shocker. Don't allow his strip and try to fool you. Tui Lolohea, get him in detention. Shocking effort all night. Just not good enough. We talked about Leroy Cudjoe getting the player of the year last year at the Huddersfield Giants. Where's Tui Lolohea? You know, at the end of the day, this is the man that they put faith in time and time again to orchestrate them around the field. He couldn't open up the Salford Red Devils when it mattered last night. I mean, they went coast to coast so many times. They were inept at finding the overlap on either side. And yet Salford did that superbly well for their try for Nicarima. We'll get to that in a moment. Massive problems here. Massive problems now for the Huddersfield Giants. And I appreciate they've got a load of injuries, but I've got so much passion for the Giants. Got a lot of friends who are in the Cowbell Army. They deserve so much better. It just lacked any sort of desire and passion last night. It really, really did from Huddersfield. So poor this game from them. Lots to consider if you're Luke Robinson. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've seen better attempts at a tackle on a tag rugby field on parks round here than Tui Lolohea's effort at stopping Eason Masters. He won't mind. He played with him last year. He knows what he's all about. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And then on 20, Chris Hill, another Giants departure. Oh, yeah, there's Ash Goulding. Why not? Come here, son. I'll take you to school. A big don't argue ball round the back, and off goes Harvey Wilson, who had a superb game, may I say, for the Salford Red Devils. And it's just too easy. And then on 28, that beautiful bit of play on the right-hand side. I mean, typical Salford Red Devils. They do this so well. Normally it's McDonald and Lafayette. Of course, they're no longer there. Now it's about the new recruits doing it. Some wonderful play. Again, Masters, lovely ball, lovely catch and pass to Ethan Ryan. Off he goes down the ring and then, draws the fullback. There goes Nicarima. He's in yet again. A brilliant score. And it's 16-0 at half-time. Nobody can have any real argument about that. Huddersfield simply did not turn up for this game in the first half. And you're thinking, right, okay, over to you, Luke. Second half now, mate. Have a word in the rear. I'm sure he gave him some really good free advice. Go and implement the second half. 16-0. It's not all lost. It's about, can we get ourselves back in it? And what do you know? 58 minutes. And there's Nicarima seeing a tired Oliver Wilson and goes, yeah, go on. I'll punch through that line. And did it with so much ease. It was too ezy. Far too easy. And then you're thinking, right, okay, Tui, what have you got at fullback? The answer, absolutely nothing. Auditioning for the next film that is Superman. Just not good enough. And then Nicarima goes in. And yes, of course, Swift got his traditional try. And Lolohea got his at 77 when it didn't matter. But the Huddersfield Giants have got real problems. And look, statistically, it's mad. It's absolutely mad because it's so close in terms of completed sets, in terms of carries, in terms of meters. I mean, they really are. You're talking 10% between most of the key statistics in the game. Even the errors, 10 apiece. Missed tackles, 27 to 25. Salford did more. So actually, when you look at the statistics, it was a lot closer than you think it was, but it wasn't, because what we saw was the difference in execution. That's what you saw. Massive raps have got to go to Paul Rowley, Salford Red Devils, putting together a team, doesn't know from one week to the next which team he's putting on, puts his faith in the likes of Connell, in the likes of Morgan, Harvey Wilson, and every single one of them stood up for him last night. Really good to see how well Salford are on the field anyway, are attacking the problems that they've got. It's that backs against the wall, us against the world. I said last week, I thought the Betfred game might just give them a little bit of spirit coming into this one. And when you look at the two rosters, Huddersfield should be winning this game. I don't care what anybody says, but what Paul Rowley has done is he's galvanised that side to the point where they were going to go out and absolutely destroy the Huddersfield Giants, and they did it brilliantly. They just wiped the floor with them in that first half, and there was no comeback. And all the energy and all the passion, well, if they had any, all the energy was sucked out of the Cowbell Army. And I just feel for those travelling supporters. I take my hat off to you, some of the best supporters in the game of rugby league. As for Luke Robinson, deflation. And look, I really have got a lot of sympathy for Robinson. You look at the players that are sitting on the sideline. It's unbelievable. Niall Evans comes in. Great signing. Really good signing. It sounds like he's gone and broken his foot. I mean, it's just such a bad run of luck he's got with injuries. And I think that saves Luke Robinson. I know there's a lot of people saying, has he got the tools to be a coach at this level? it's very difficult to judge when you've got an injury list like that. Wolford, who was in great form before he went out. We had Greenwood, no Burgess now. King, of course, came to the club. He hasn't played yet for the Giants this season, and we could go on. There's more than that. I think when you see a starting lineup that has got Liam Sutcliffe in the halves, I think you've got problems. And they've got big problems. And a lot of, and again, about transparency and communication, a lot of people will point the finger at Luke Robinson because where was Flanagan? If he's injured, he's injured. Fine. But you've got to tell your supporters that, because if he's not injured, how does George Flanagan, the way he's been playing, not start in the halves at Salford? It really is a troublesome one. The chances are, I'm a betting man, I would hope he's injured, because if he's not injured, Luke, you've got to take that on the chin. You don't play Sutcliffe in the halves if George Flanagan is fit. Flanagan has been sensational for the Huddersfield Giants this year. And I know, we saw it with Hull FC last year, giving kids the head and all that kind of stuff. But, desperate times call for desperate measures. And yet again, for the Giants, one of their better players on the night was Leroy Cudjoe. It's just, you couldn't write it, could you? You really, really couldn't. For me personally, there's certain players in that Giants team that are too good for that Giants team, one of them being Adam Swift. Yet again, outstanding. You can't ask any more of Adam Swift. As for Salford, look, you Salford fans, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant on the night. Some really good standout performances. Let's go through the 3-2-1. 1 point I'm going to give to Harvey Wilson. I thought Wilson, yes, he scored his try well, but he also stood up indeed. 21 tackles, 100% tackle efficiency from Harvey Wilson last night. Real quality there. 11 carries for 81 metres. Really, really good indeed from Wilson. For me, again, probably the best second row on the field last night. He was very, very good indeed. The 2 points, a lot of people, again, there may be a shout somewhere for Eason Masters, and I get that. Masters on the night, very, very good indeed. Good try. Lovely catch and pass for Ryan to set them on the right-hand side. But for me, I'd go with Wilson. I think Wilson was better just about for that 1 point. The 2 points has to go to Chris Atkin. What a performance from Atkin. 23 tackles in D, carried the ball 11 times, 119 metres from him, did a tackle bust, did a clean break. He had a really, really good game in there. He really caught the eye, especially in the first half. But then as the game went on, there can only be one man of the match. It has to be Jayden Nikorima, brought in, of course, from the Catalan Dragons last year. A lot of excitement around that. We know Sneed now, it's all about Nikorima. Nikorima now is the main man in those half positions for the Salford Red Devils this season. If he carries on playing like this, what a handful. We always said we believe that Nikorima has got real quality and tools here at Super League Raw. We saw that last night. 2 wonderful tries. The first one, easy, don't let me wrong. The second one, just to spot Wilson the way he did. And then it was too easy around Lola here, let's be right. But you've got to be in the right place at the right time. 19 tackles in D from a halfback. That's a great, great effort from Jayden Nikorima. 26 times he had his hand on the ball for 238 metres. The man run his blood to water. 7 tackle busts in there as well last night with 2 clean breaks. A phenomenal performance from Jayden Nikorima. Well done to the Salford Red Devils. I think all of Super League, yes, it's been frustrating. It's too easy to really be angry about what's gone on at the Salford Red Devils, but that is not the fault of the players on the field, Paul Rowley and his staff. That is things up in the boardroom. What we have to do is put yourself in their position with all this hullabaloo going on at Salford Red Devils for their players to go out and to put on that shirt, play the hardest game in the World Rugby League and produce a performance with their backs against the wall like they did last night to get their first 2 points of the season in Super League and to leave Huddersfield Giants holding old Mother Hubbard's wooden spoon. You've got to give them the due. 23 points to 10, Salford Red Devils, Mr. Rowley. Congratulations, sir. Mr. Robinson, don't forget to get the paracetamol out. I think you've got a headache or two. We'll be back for more in the Sheds very soon.